Jonathan Gresham is accepting bookings now, so not signed by WWE. I would love to see that happen, but yeah, book John Gresham. Shinya Aoki is making his appearance, his GCW debut at Josh Barnett's Bloodsport 13, okay, on April 17. Now, Shinya Aoki at one point was and he's not like washed by any means, right? But he's like a jiu-jitsu expert. And at one point, he was easily, you could argue, the top 155-pound or lightweight. I mean, that fluctuates if you're in Japan or whatever, but lightweight MMA fighter in the world. For sure, submission practitioner. I mean, maybe BJ Penn would argue that, but yeah, so just to see him making his Bloodsport debut. And again, Josh Barnett does this so well. He mixes the correct WWE guys, and he's got good rapport with everyone. So he mixes the right TNA guys with the right MMA guys and UFC guys, and he's undefeated in his promotion, which is kind of funny, or it's co-promoted or whatever, but it's just funny how he's undefeated. Well, maybe he lost before, but he's like on a run of just beating everyone. Barnett, he's booking it, but he's just beating everybody in the territory. It's fine. Hey, that's his prerogative. No one's shitting on it yet. It works. So Josh Barnett's one of the most legit MMA combatants as well, catch wrestlers, if you will, submission grapplers of all time. So here we have a match, AEW versus WWE ID, Megan Bayne versus Zeta Steele. And this is the match that, yeah, people were like, Megan Bayne should shoot on Zeta and break her legs and stuff. And it's like, man, go for yourself. Our condolences with Osamu Nishimura. And yeah, he was a legend. And he passed away at the age of 53 following a battle with cancer. So thoughts and prayers with him and his family, and all that affected tons of wrestlers in the business. Here is, what is this? Here is Reality of Wrestling posting a video of everyone training. I think we see Zilla there. Hollywood Haley J from that Netflix shows up in here, and they're training, I believe, with real shoot wrestlers. It's still real to us, damn it. Training professional wrestlers like professional athletes. Yeah, they're in there with an amateur coach running drills. And this is good, too. This helps build instincts. Like, you notice it on the LFG show. The people with shoot wrestling training, they have just, well, it's like Kurt Angle and Chad Gable and a plethora of people. They have just good instincts of, like, what the whole idea is. You're fighting at the end of the day. It is a contest. Like, I'm trying to pin you at the end of the day. It's everything else, but the conclusion to this story is 80% of the time a 1, 2, 3, right? So anyways, take a look at it. Training them right? As they say, the kids will be all right with Booker T and or is this, Reality of Wrestling. So they're doing good there.
Heel toe knee. Keep going. Heel toe knee. Good. Shot. Keep moving, sprawl. Keep moving. Stay low. Sprawl. Shot. Boom, Russian. Right there. Boom.
Good. Hell yeah. Love it. We surpassed 6K subs and all that. Wow. Awesome. Round of applause for the PWT universe there. Amazing stuff. Where is the applause? So Vince McMahon is not starting his own wrestling promotion. According to Wrestling Observer Radio, Meltzer says he's not starting a wrestling promotion. I can tell you that. He's starting an entertainment company. Yeah, there was stuff floating around yesterday of him starting a wrestling company, and those close to him say, no, that is not going to happen. I mean, it would be funny if he did, but ain't nobody going to watch that. Or I'd probably watch it. Like, I'd give it a shot, but I guarantee you it'd be so bad. He just wouldn't know what to do. Here's Ninja Mack hitting a Ninja Phoenix 630 special at Korakuen Hall at Fantastic Mania 2025. Y'all ready for this? Yeah, see that shit? Like, what the fuck? One more time. Madness. It didn't even look like he landed clean on everybody. I hope he's okay. Shout out Ninja Mack. So here's Big Show. This is a throwback. So in miscellaneous, I'm gonna throw like retro, throwback, vintage stuff in here. I already do, but this is like, do I put this in WWE news? Like, it's not really news. This is a throwback. But here's Big Show just burying WCW in 02. And it's so funny hearing him say all this, but then he has a job in AEW now. So listen to everything he says, and then just picture Paul White and AEW doing Captain Insano. Listen to what Big Show and Bischoff have to say.
There were a number of things that led to the demise of WCW.
I think one of his downfalls was sometimes he was too infatuated with his own ideas and his own self of being. Eric didn't have any people skills. I mean, quite frankly, sometimes Eric was. There was no day-to-day business. It was day-to-day chaos. You couldn't get anything done because nobody knew where to go and nobody knew who was in charge. When I was told something in WCW, I gave it 5 minutes and it changed already. At the time, I was pretty miserable. I thought, how could some guy make, $450,000, $500,000 a year, and I'm sitting there at $125,000 a year and I'm a world champion. I was pissed off about it. I was angry about it. Good for Bret Hart. If people are dumb enough to pay the money you're asking, good for you. It's all about being a businessman, getting what you can when you can. At the point that I was leaving, I was so fed up. They could have offered me anything in the world. I really don't think I would have stayed. I had many conversations with Eric Bischoff before coming to the WWF, and they weren't good ones. Eric was mad. Eric wanted me to re-sign a deal a year before my deal was up. I asked for a raise, and I remember his quote to me was, I wasn't over enough to deserve one. And I remember that pissed me off to the point I said, okay, you want to see over? I'll go somewhere and get over. I'll do my best to bankrupt this friggin' company.
And then now he works for Tony Khan. Mandy Rose said she's dealing with arthritis and degeneration in her cervical spine, sharing an update on her potential in-ring return. On the Power Alphas podcast, Mandy Rose says, I never know if there's going to be a return in the future for me, but recently I've been seeing a chiropractor because I've had a little bit of trauma in the cervical spine area. Nothing too crazy, thankfully, but after 8 years of wrestling and years before that of bodybuilding and putting bars on my back and obviously playing sports, I always was athletic growing up. Dancing and all of that plays a huge toll on your spine. So not just blaming wrestling. I went to a chiropractor. We got x-rays, found out that I have some arthritis on my C6, C7, C8. Some degeneration in my disc, so I've been getting some treatments. Right now, I feel like a wrestling return for me wouldn't really make much sense because of the wear and tear it does on your body. Not to say that it can't happen in the future. I don't need surgery or anything like that. Thank God, but we're doing some decompression with a decompression machine, getting some adjustments. Leaving it open. I would just say don't do it. You're making so much money. Don't do it. It's not even worth it. These marks don't appreciate you that much. So here's a WCW deep cut. Here's a look at Yokozuna almost starting with WCW in October 1998. This was always my fantasy mark booking, was if Yoko went to WCW, that would have been crazy.
In the late 90s, you couldn't visit a wrestling website without being bombarded with Yokozuna rumors. Would he join the Hart Foundation? The NWO? But the big man's real return almost happened in October of 1998. This is a WCW deep cut. At the time, Yokozuna was based out of Las Vegas.
Why you gotta talk like that, bro?
Which was home to Halloween Havoc that year. Since everyone in WCW was allergic to doing clean jobs, an idea came up for Yoko to help Scott Hall defeat Kevin Nash on that show. As legend has it, it would eventually lead to Hulk Hogan somehow getting his win back from Yoko.
Of course, brother.
From 1993. Ultimately, the Nevada State Athletic Commission chose to recognize New York's ban on Yokozuna due to the health risks of his massive size. WCW figured that if Nevada would step in, too many other states would follow suit, and thus Hulk never got his win back.
I think that's all conspiracy theory, but it's unfortunate, man. Yoko, I loved that dude. So Ricky Saints relinquishes the Defy World title following NXT debut, and then of course the IWC are like, all these sickos are like, oh, screw this guy, man. Of course the Fed won't let him. Blah, blah. Crybabies, man. Crybabies. They don't realize Defy gave him the world title, and then Tony released him, and then he obviously wasn't going to miss the boat on WWE again. Why would he ever try and miss that ship? It's crazy. But here's the message he sent out. And it's crazy because, yeah, KENTA had the belt. That's who Ricky Starks beat for the title. And then KENTA took off, like from New Japan back to Noah. And then Saints won this belt. And then he goes to WWE. And DEFY's over there like, what the? But I think it's a good rub from them, though, because they have two people who are now like, because KENTA's sort of a big name, and we could see that crossover happen again. You know, WWE loved him. He was featured in, what was his name? Hideo Itami. He was featured in 2013 as like the stars of the future of WWE, you know? Like they had a lot. That was like a big deal when they brought KENTA in, you know? Anyways, here's what Ricky Starks had to say for and to DEFY Wrestling. And he's in like an office somewhere, packing up merch, making that merch money, Daddy.
Absolute Ricky Saints here, and I wanted to give a quick message to the
selling off all the old Ricky Stark. Like, here, dude, we'll PWTs, you guys can just have this, okay?
Fans of DEFY. It is an honor and privilege to be your DEFY World Champion, and it was a big goal of mine to do just that when I defeated KENTA. But unfortunately, when opportunity knocks, I must answer. And as everyone probably knows by now, I definitely answered that knock. And it is bittersweet because I have to relinquish the DEFY World title. But on March 15th at 8XGP, the good news is that there will be a new DEFY World Champion crowned. And I'm excited to see who that may be. And while my reign and my time at DEFY may have been short-lived, I hope and I pray that the memories to come will long supersede all of that. So until next time, stay absolute.
March 15th, Seattle.
There you go. Here, I'll play it. I just don't want DEFY.
Washington Hall, the 2025 8X Grand Prix.
There you go. Check that out. Boom. DEFY Aftermath. Make sure you peep it, okay? Triller, all that good. We're just plugging the indies here, folks, because that's what we do here at PWT. Maple Leaf Pro Wrestling, they announce NWA World's Heavyweight Champion Tom Latimer, who I'm a big fan of, man. He's taking on the Nomad Bishop Dyer, FKA Baron Corbin, FKA bum-ass Baron Corbin. And it goes down in Windsor, Ontario, March 14 to 15. Good, pal. That is awesome, man. Latimer. Now, I didn't know. I think he was like married to Charlotte Flair. So I was always like, why is he never in WWE? And people were like, because Charlotte Flair. And I didn't know about all that. So interesting. But yeah, man, just a grizzled vet and a guy that, fuck, he's just a great wrestler. He used to work with, you know, Nick Aldis and I think Royce Isaacs and NWA and Camille. They were in that faction. Really good stuff. So PW Pondering's post, Matt Tremont and Minoru Suzuki announced for Joey Janela's Spring Break 9. That'll be some crazy. Tremont's crazy. Suzuki, I mean, he's still doing the damn thing, man. Good for him, I guess. But like, God forbid Tremont bloodies him up. And like, I don't need to see that. So Tegan Knox, Nixon Newell. Here's her teaming up with another former WWE superstar, Mark Andrews. Or like Mandrews. What was his name? Mandrews, I think, in TNA or whatever. But yeah, here is them teaming up in Cardiff, Wales at Attack Pro Wrestling the other day. And she's booked for another match. Now that's a 16 by 16 footer.
Nixon Newell is back in Attack Pro Wrestling.
This just got very, very interesting, Sean.
So, I mean, big pop there. I don't know if I have her like hitting.
Well, we weren't expecting to see Nixon Newell back in Attack Pro.
I think I have a clip of her like hitting her moves. And real quickly, though, here you go. So here's a first look at SGW, who have a ring. And it's like fully being attributed to Cody Rhodes across the IWC. So what happened there? I really don't know. Now, I prefer them wrestling in the mud. I gotta be honest. It made them.
I don't know.
Yeah, they have a ring and they're doing matches and they have a big ass crowd there. and they're learning how to work in a ring. And this is one of Seth Rollins's Black and Brave Academy students. Master Toad went there and threw down, and they're thanking Cody Rhodes for this. So yeah, let's see. I mean, I don't know. There was a lot of stuff said on PWT Pods about like this whole thing being a scam. I don't know, bro. I'm gonna need someone to come clarify some shit or something. I don't really know. Like Seth's dude is sent there, right? Like this is Seth's guy that was sent over there, and it's not like Seth and Cody aren't boys, and they're tagging Cody and Seth, and I don't know, but we were told, hey, even if they send a ring, like they get tagged, and like you won't see Cody Rhodes acknowledging it again. So maybe that is part of it. Who knows? But yeah, dude, this is a real. This looks like 20 by 20 here. How the fuck did they get this thing? How couldn't they get this thing over to Australia? What happened? They got the wrong ring. The ring this was the one that was supposed to be a Grand Slam. The one that they used at Grand Slam was supposed to go to Uganda. I think that's what happened. Oh man, that's pretty. The funny.
Best guys, Tony Khan.
Anyways, let's watch this. Misses the butt splash, and then just the bonsai drop, and then just chops her in the back. Yeah, I don't know if that music's legit to use, but yeah, man, they're going at it. There you go. They're throwing down in a ring, son. Like, geez. Gonna have some NXT prospects coming out of there. So here's Nixon Newell doing her thing.
Oh,
Destroyer!
huge offense here from Baseline High.
Picture perfect. And the shiniest wizard you'll ever see. Good night.
So just doing her thing, hitting destroyers, shiniest wizards, getting W's. Speaking of W's, Tom Pestock / Bishop Dyer / Baron Corbin just won his first ever tournament. His first tournament as a purple belt. He won it and got gold. So there you go. Good for him. Yeah, and then Nixon Newell's taking on TNA's Jody Threat at Attack Pro Wrestling at another event. Here was an epic botch. So, God, this was sent to me so many times. Triple H's thoughts here post this. GCW coldest. This guy jumps off a ladder and lands right on a door, and it is just brutality.
He wants to beat Mance Warner in the main event.
Oh, because like the dude rolled off. Did you guys see that? That's Mance Warner. He rolls off the door, and so the door goes sideways, and he lands on it, and it's just brutal. Like
he wants to beat Mance Warner in the main event. No! On the ribs! The edge of the door, spiking the ribs of Cyclope. Oh my God! That man, he wants to beat me.
Damn, yeah, they're checking on him. I hope he was okay, man. That is brutality. Here's another one that was just kind of ridiculous here. Oh, the video was deleted. So I think it was Blue Demon. Someone in chat might know, but there's a wrestler in Mexico. He made his entrance and he blew his quads out, like Vince McMahon style, just walking to the ring. I think it was like El Hijo del Blue Demon, or maybe I'm wrong on that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, if someone has that video, tag me in it because that was so funny. Here's just a crazy bump from back in the old NWA days.
Oh! Demons, what you got mad at you? Oh!
That first one is so bad, and then he gets suplexed out there.
Demons, what you got mad at you?
Oh my God, that is just horrible to listen to. My word. Here is Samantha Samantha Irvin's new track. Let's take a listen here. A 30-second snippet.
Your love can make me fly. I love it when you make me touch the sky.
Yeah, Samantha the Bomb is her music name or whatever. Make me listen. the music industry is so ass backwards, and it really just seems like that's what she wants to be known for, like singing, which like didn't work for her before, but maybe this is an avenue or a way to do it. And I'm not trying to her. I mean, how do you explain this? I don't know. I'm not gonna not. She's really good at singing. I'm not gonna sit there and go like, oh, that's not. She's a terrible singer and she is unattractive. You know, we're not ever gonna say that. And obviously, being able to sing and being attractive, okay, those are the first 2 steps you need to making it. But beyond that, it's just not like, oh, I'm gonna put out good music. You know, it's really just she's just gonna drain her wallet and her time doing this. Like, honest to God. And hey, she's got buku bucks now, right? She's got Tony Khan bucks now. So, or like Will, right? Or her husband's got them, so I guess she has them too, right? But yeah, it's just it's an interesting thing. I'm sure WWE would have let her make music. No, maybe they were like, no, don't do that. But maybe they were trying to protect her too. Sometimes people don't know what's good for them. Yeah, moving along. That's what I'll say about that. So Buff Bagwell has disclosed rather that Marty Jannetty is in the final days of his life. So prayers up for Marty. He's been, had a dark side, tremendous wrestler, supremely underrated wrestler for his time in his era. Flew off the handle, drugs, medication, alcohol, bumps to the head, like slamming your body, and what we know about CTE and like that, right? It's an accumulative thing. Like, everybody accumulates it to some degree, just living life. We're all just getting a little brain trauma. Like, they find it in runners, and it's just your brain shaking around in your head. You want to limit that as much as possible, So it's all of that, man, an accumulation. And then his ankles, right? As we saw on Dark Side there or whatever. And what Buff is saying is that his ankles are in horrible condition, and his ankles are going to take him away from us before anything, but he's just in a horrible place. He is definitely going to be the next one to leave us. And I truthfully don't know what to do. I'm remembering everything I've learned with AA and getting sober is you've got to want to do it, brother. And he is not at his rock bottom. He's not even close to his rock bottom. Ugh, that's just sad, man. That is miscellaneous news, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is. So TNA news, Joe Hendry was on the Breakfast Club. So there you go. TNA's popping. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how popping the Breakfast Club is really anymore. Jazz has been working backstage in an agent role in TNA. This and me at the most recent set of tapings. Good. That's why the women rule there. That's why TNA kicks ass. Jazz is awesome. The NXT TNA relationship is going great. This is from Forever Botchamania. Now, well, let's just see what Matthew Gregg does here, because this might be cringe. This could be cringe on his end. You know what I mean? He's had a few misses lately because it's something about the UK. Other than Matt Dickey, the guy who makes the Wrestling Empire game, he's the only guy who takes the piss and is willing to poke at AEW a little bit and like that, I always said they should have hired M. Dickey to make their video game. It's like the biggest miss ever, dude. They could have gave him $1 million. I bet he would have made them a way better game than Fight Forever. But anyways.
Hulk Hogan, we coming for you. 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 Hulk Hogan, we coming for you.
That's pretty funny. I'm not gonna.
X-Men versus Street Fighter.
You know what? If you guys are a little upset about wrestling your centers, good.
Yeah, I called that too. I don't think Santino was supposed to come out there. And if Hughesy's correct about, oh, well, it's a trial period for her to come and, WWE's testing her out in TNA. If that's the truth, test failed. So you flunked, babe. Name this team. I wrote Joba Fendry. And nobody popped for this? 4 likes? What the PWT universe? Come on now. Joba Fendry? Are you joking? That's unbelievably good and clever. WWE NXT's Mr. Stone brought back Robbie E in an attempt to get backstage at TNA's recent tapings. So let's watch this. 47 days away from WrestleMania at Allegiant Stadium.
Dad, are you sure they're going to let us in?
Look, they're not just going to let us in. Okay, I'm a former TNA X Division, television, and 2-time tag champion. They're going to roll out the red carpet for us. Just watch.
Hey, man, you can't go through here.
No. I definitely could. I'm kind of a legend around here. Robbie.
Okay, I got Curry Man, no. Elix Skipper, no. David Young, no. And Amazing Red, no.
No, I'm on that list because I invented the list. Surely look again, please.
Look, man, you're going to have to leave.
Leave?
Blake Howard. What's up, man?
What's up, man?
How are you?
TNA Wrestling?
Yes, sir.
Really?
Have fun, man.
Blake Howard? You know what? Yeah. Guys, I got an idea. Come on.
1 hour later.
Trying the back entrance, no Diddy. If you see a dude walking around in clothes like that with 2 children, phone the police. Eli Impact says with 2 weeks to go before TNA Wrestling returns to El Paso, PWI can confirm that the ticket sales for Sacrifice pay-per-view are expected to surpass the total ticket sales of Victory Road. So that's over 2,000 paid fans. Elijah officially signs with TNA, and then Masha Slamovich was at like a indie, and then Cora Jade was there. This is at GCW, I think. And then Cora Jade was in the crowd, took a video of her flipping her off unannounced. Just like that feud is legendary so far. I love that it's Cora Jade as well being put into that position.